Daima takes place 3 years after Dragon Ball Z. It's a prequel to Dragon Ball Super, and trust me, it's super important if you want to understand the future events of the manga. So let's break everything down step by step, giving insane details you probably missed and connect the lore back to canon. We are straight away introduced to the demon realm. Gomah and Degasu are there, who happen to be Shin's siblings, and they use a magic monitor to binge watch the events that occurred when the Earth was invaded by Babidi and Majin Buu. They instantly learn of the Dragon Balls and the Z Warriors, and that they are built for this. They can't take them on because they are shocked at the sheer amount of aura Goku and Vegeta have. They point out that the Saiyans can't be part of the demon realm since they don't have pointy ears. However, they pose a huge threat since they are so strong. So following the deaths of Dabura and Majin Buu, Gomah becomes the new king of the demon realm, planning to use the Dragon Balls to assert his dominance, especially since, you know, no one is standing in his way now.
And the best part of this plan is, no one can stop me.
However, the celebration is interrupted when Dr. Arensu walks in, telling the clown that he better keep funding her research and warns what would happen if Goku and the gang invade the demon realm. Now keep in mind this very important detail, because Dr. Arensu is just planting the seed of doubt and puppeteering Gomah into a greater plan which occurs later on in the story. But it works like a charm, and he goes to Earth to ask Shenron to turn all those involved in Buu's defeat into children, weakening them significantly. For his second wish, he decides that he would acquire the evil third eye, a powerful item that grants the user absolute power but was lost during the reign of King Abura. However, they are unaware of Glorio overhearing the entire conversation like a sussy baka. So the journey begins, starting off with getting Never, the last Namekian in the demon realm. He stinks like shit as he hasn't showered in years, but don't let that fool you people. He's far from useless. In fact, the Namekians originated from the demon realm, and he's a legend. He created the demon realm's Dragon Balls and is capable of manipulating any of them to a level far beyond what's been shown of other Namekian. For example, when he gathered the Earth's Dragon Balls, despite being turned to stone, he managed to return them to their original state even when the necessary time window had not passed. Now, one of his greatest feat of magic power is creating the Tamagami. They defend the demon realm's Dragon Balls, and they scale around Super Saiyan 2, which is strong enough that no one has ever gathered them to make a wish in the demon realm. However, I'm getting ahead of myself, as a large fish-like creature which filters the barriers of travel grants them permission to the outside world with the password. They head towards Earth in Universe 7, finding out that Dr. Arensu had previously visited that location, where we find out later it was to get Buu's DNA to recreate more margin just as powerful to server. Now, whilst all of this is happening, the Z fighters are clueless. At Bulma's place, Goku and the others celebrate Trunks' 9th birthday. He's a little short, but Goku states Saiyans don't get a growth spur until 15. But then he proceeds to roast Vegeta because, you know, he's still short. Like, did you know he's still only 5'4"? However, Goku notices that Shin and Kibito are no longer Kibito Kai, the fusion that they were in Dragon Ball Z. The two explain that when Goku and Vegeta separated from Vegito inside Buu's body, they learned that Buu's insides produce a type of gas that can nullify the Potora's powers, and they just asked Buu to absorb and spit them out as well. But you're probably wondering, Gohan fans, where is he? Well, sorry. Goku says he's busy studying and he ain't in the whole show.
Oh Lord. Again. Again.
This explains why he takes L after L and lost all his power throughout the arcs of Super or in his movie, where eventually they had to cave in and give my man a W for once, getting his new transformation. But after eating. Goku and Vegeta start to spar to burn off the food, whereas at the lookout, Dende and Mr. Popo notice the sudden appearance of a spaceship. Never claims he hasn't seen a Namekian in 1,000 years, and we learn races with pointy ears are most likely descendants from people in the demon realm. Gomah then demands the Dragon Balls, where Never uses his abilities to summon all of them to their location. Dende tries to intervene. Well, I say try, but what's dude gonna do? Bro is struck down, and Gomah then makes his wish to turn all those who fought Majin Buu into children and babies. Immediately, Goku and the gang see the sky and their bodies change. However, Gomah is not given a second or third wish, since Shenron says you're not one of the homies, so he bounces instantly saying, bruh, I'm only giving you one since I don't like the look of you. Nonetheless, Gomah ends up kidnapping Dende as a hostage so that the Dragon Balls cannot be used on Earth and returns to the demon realm. The gang are shocked, realizing what has happened. We even get to see a young Mr. Satan and Master Roshi. And there's also this cute moment between baby Goten and Trunks. It was hella cute.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
Shin then tells Goku of a presence that he sensed at the lookout, but they can no longer fly properly as they have lost their balance. So Kibito instantly teleports them over there, where Mr. Popo informs them of everything that went down. Goku decides to rescue Dende, where Shin tells Kibito to fetch their spaceship back on the sacred world of the Kai, as it is the only way of traveling there. He used this ship to migrate from the demon realm to Universe 7 when he was younger. However, Shin scratches his head and he realizes that it no longer works. Just look at it.
What the f is this piece of shit?
So Vegeta and Bulma join the gang to fix it, which will take 10 days. And whilst they wait, Goku starts training to get used to his child body, especially since his limbs are a lot shorter now, so he must understand the new limits and get the balance right to fly, but with shorter range. We then get a callback to OG Dragon Ball as the power pole returns in his arsenal. Yay!
A few moments later.
But all of a sudden, Gloria, who eavesdropped Gomah's plan, is secretly working for Dr. Arinsu, and he appears out of nowhere. He makes a deal with Goku to team up against the king. However, before they leave, Bulma gets information from Gloria's ship to figure out how to fix Shin's ship faster. Vegeta wants to join Goku, but he's like, nah man, I'm the MC of this show, so he tells him to wait with his wife and dips to continue the story. So whilst traveling to this new world we have never seen before, Goku is disguised by Shin to be part of it by magically giving him pointy ears just like them. We witness a transit point where Gloria gives the appropriate pin number, however Shin is unable to give the password in time to Kibito. We then learn new important lore that the realm is made up of 3 different worlds, and they are going to the 3rd one as it is the only one that Gloria has access to. When they land, Goku notices that his movements are slower. As Gloria explains, it's due to the air being heavy. Shin states that he has never been to the 3rd demon world before, with Gloria pointing out that Glins like him are from the 2nd world, which means that a sophisticated species like him would have no need to travel there. So, as we can see, classism has been established within the 3 worlds. Powerful demons exert control over weaker entities, reflecting class-based oppression depending on where you're from, how rich you are, and your strength. This is the main goal Goku will abolish by the end of Daima, creating a better balance across the 3 worlds by spreading his positive nature across the realm and becoming a living legend. However, as Goku is enjoying himself, a bunch of NPCs try to attack, but Glorio's quick to scare them away with his weapon, where they head to a hotel nearby town to rest before meeting the king of the 3rd realm. Now, as soon as they arrive, things go wrong. The owner attempts to charge them extortionate prices for rooms until Gloria whips out the 9 and says, bruh, give me the actual price or I'm gonna put a cap in your ass. But Goku, being Goku, he's hungry as hell. He orders 5 hamburgers at a restaurant with everyone eyeing them as prey to rob them. Casual racism as Goku has rounded his. But little do they know who they are dealing with. That's the MC and the most powerful Saiyan in the universe. Sorry, Vegeta. So, whilst eating food, Goku no-diffs all of them with no effort, seeing it as practice to get used to his body and the heavy air. But with such an embarrassing beatdown, the town decides to steal their spaceship, which halts their journey. With no other choice, they make their way on foot, as flying is too difficult for long distance with heavy air. However, being a dead end, they decide to fly over, and suddenly a winged beast emerges and tries to eat Goku as he dodges it. Glorio says, it's time for me to farm some aura, so he handles all of it by himself, kicking the beast back into the sea, where Goku praises his strength and states Glorio might be stronger than the Supreme Kai. Immediately after, Goku senses an ambush. A giant demon appears and tries to attack, but yet again, he takes him out with a single kick. Glorio is bamboozled with how Goku knew, since they don't know about Ki. However, since our MC is hungry yet again, they reach a tea shop. The food looks, well, as Gordon Ramsay would put it,
that is absolute dog shit.
But Goku munches it all down, where we learn a new amazing detail about the world. The shop sells medicinal bugs to boost one's stats. This is Toriyama inserting his love for JRPGs and the fact that he's worked on Chrono Trigger, which is regarded as one of the best ever. These bugs come in various types that give different benefits, like the Revive bug, which restores the user's stamina much like sensu beans that Korin provides. We literally saw Goku use one in episode 10, which stopped his hunger and made him rejuvenated. Now in the meanwhile, Gloria asks for a plane, but since the shop owners don't have one, they have to use the Sky Sea. They get blasted like Team Rocket, but before they fall into the sea, they jump off. Goku then learns about the Dragon Balls of the Demon Realm, where it's claimed that they are the original ones. So what does this mean? In Dragon Ball Super, Zuno stated that the Super Dragon Balls were created and patented by Zalama in the year 41 of the sacred calendar. The Namekians who migrated to Universe 6 from the Demon Realm used the Super Dragon Balls to create their own, which means they knew Zalama and Never already, using the original ones as a blueprint. Goku then says his wish would be for everyone to be grown-ups again, where Glorio drops lore bombs I mentioned earlier in the video. He's a crafty one because he's hiding his true intentions, as it's all part of Dr. Arensu's plan to plant the seed within Goku to gather the Dragon Balls for them by defeating the Tamagami. The journey then continues with the gang literally walking into the plot. We learn the Demon King Gomah increased the taxes and is gathering innocent residents of the world to extract their life force, and if they don't offer free gold coins as payment, that shit gets taken away. So trying to escape and fleeing would cost you even more. But with an old man failing to pay, he's about to lose 9 and die. But before Goku can solve the situation, a vigilante appears. Pansy distracts the gods and creates a commotion that saves the people, but she doesn't have the strength to make a difference. That's when Goku joins the fray to pummel them all with his own sense of justice. All of this is great practice for him, and he's got this big old smile enjoying himself whilst being a man of the people. The crowd instantly love Goku, and rumors start to spread about him across the realm, where Pansy then reveals herself to join the gang. She doesn't understand why Goku is so strong despite being a kid, and Glorio lies stating Saiyans are from the second demon world. But she then demonstrates her own magic to do what? Lift a small rock? So yeah, people, that pretty much tells you how useful this kid is gonna be during fights, you know what I'm saying? Her actual speciality is with machine tinkering, and she knows the way to the king's castle. So whilst taking a shortcut, they discuss glins like Shin and how they migrated across the universes, so it's rare to actually see one. Pansy claims things were better with Dabura. Gomah has only made things even worse. She reveals that she is 82 years old, by the way, which is quite young for her kind because they live up to 1,000 years. Like, bro, this is typical anime shenanigans where you see this little girl, but she's actually 1,000 years. You see this grown-up girl, but she's actually 2 years old. And then we all get the FBI checking our history, and you know how that shit goes down. So eventually, at Kadan's castle, Pansy does another massive reveal that she's the daughter of the king, making her a princess. The king doesn't believe Goku could have beaten Majin Buu since he's a kid, but then he believes his daughter's claim that he's really strong. Oh, and by the way, the king tells Goku to marry Pansy, shipping them together. However, before they go on the mission to gather the Dragon Balls to dethrone Gomah and then place Kadan as the new king that can create peace, they test Goku's strength by throwing all the fodder that they can at him at once. Goku is like a level 100 stacked up character with the best gear in an RPG going up against level 1 NPC grunts. My man's golden aura alone blasts them away. These soldiers are utterly useless, being flicked away like bugs, bro. This ends up with Goku not receiving a single scratch. As a result of such a one-sided victory, the king agrees to help them out as much as possible throughout the story. Kadan's men load equipment on the Demon Realm plane provided by him, while Shin states the plot can't forget about the other characters that got left behind, like what about Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma?
We don't care.
Let me tell you something. We don't care.
So the king gets to work calling Hybis to go get them. Pansy then joins Goku's group, becoming part of his team. But instantly, as soon as they fly off, you can't make this shit up, people. The engine fails and they crash land. These dumbasses loaded the plane with too much stuff, so they lighten the load. To top it off, Goku states he needs to take a shit, so he leaves. And my man doesn't even use water to wipe his ass properly, nor wash his hands, or he hasn't even showered in a few days to his own admission. So although we see Goku as this glorious blonde savior, if he ever came next to you, you might run away from how stinky his ass might be. But the ops are flying above, finding the wanted spiky-haired boy. They fly down and ask, but get no leads as the group are not gonna snitch. However, this lets us know how infamous our MC is getting in such a short amount of time. It's only been 4 days, people. The group then continue flying, where a huge lore drop is given regarding glins, which you need to listen closely to as it links to Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z. Shin's actual name is Nahare. The glins are born once every few centuries from the glin tree, and there are 5 in total. This corresponds to what Toriyama explained about Kaioshins born from trees, only that the names have changed now. Glins that grew from the same tree, like Shin, Degisu, and Arinsu, are regarded as siblings. It is also revealed they lack the need to eat physical food similar to Namekians, and can survive on fluids such as water and tea. The glin trees have died out, meaning the race is in danger of extinction. So a small retcon has occurred, because the super exciting guide of Dragon Ball stated that the Tree of Worlds grow magical apple-shaped fruits, which in turn sprout the core people. Some core people are selected to become Kai, or if born from a golden fruit, automatically become Supreme Kai. The new lore Toriyama made links to his interview that stated their planet world core looks exactly like a giant version of King Kai's planet, and we see how the glin planet looks like in episode 6, with the trees looking like giant onions. Most of the glins, including the Supreme Kais of different universes, so Degisu and Dr. Aransu stayed back in the Demon Realm because they wanted to be lord over the place once the strong ones were out. Now with the lore out of the way, it's nighttime, sleepy time. Glorio is hella sus once again as he contacts Dr. Arinsu. He updates her that things are working out and they should arrive to the first demon world in a few days. But Nahare was listening the entire time. But in the morning, they are woken up by footsteps. The beast drops a cold ass line that he was hunting for food, but the food came to me. However, the gang, they don't take him seriously, calling him a freaking cow. couldn't stop laughing. This entire scene was hilarious as the gang argue who should be the one to take him down right in front of the Minotaur. Goku and Gloria end up having their own sparring match where our MC states he'll fight using only one arm. The tension's electric as Goku and Gloria go full set, trading punches and dodges. Goku keeps his cool until Gloria pulls out a wild move, lifting a single finger. A crackling white energy orb lit with purple thunder bursts to life. Without missing a beat, Gloria launches it like a missile, and Goku jukes it just in time, leaving a smoking crater. Now from the sidelines, Shin's watching this shit go down and he's losing it, telling Goku to quit playing around as he wants to see how strong Gloria really is. Goku says bet. He flashes his signature grin, shit's about to go down. He whips out the power pole and slams Gloria square in the stomach, sending that bitch flying. But Gloria's like, nah, I ain't done, son. I ain't done, sensei. I can keep going. He retaliates with an electric whip move, knocking the power pole from Goku's hands, and things are getting heated up. Gloria powers up an even bigger flashier attack, but Goku's not phased. With a smirk, he levels up to Super Saiyan to flex on him, and Gloria fires, but Goku, he casually blocks it with one finger. So before Gloria can even blink, Goku then teleports behind him, and the message is clear. Sit down, son. You're done. But wait, the Minotaur, he thinks he's slick and he tries to sneak away when he picked the fight. And Goku's like, bro, I want to fry you for meat because you're a cow and I want to eat you, right? But the Minotaur says, nah, bro, leave it be. I ate a whole beast last night. I'm super full. I gotta bounce. And with that, he retreats into the cave faster than you can say L. However, it's a good time to mention that Daima has a lot of Star Wars references. Gloria's design is literally Han Solo, where the character arcs matches up completely. They are both initially self-serving yet resourceful anti-heroes who undergo significant moral growth. Both are skilled pilots with a practical approach to survival, often operating in a morally ambiguous way and showing a knack for negotiation and handling dangerous situations. Both characters develop loyalty to their newfound companions, Gloria with Goku's group and Han Solo with the Rebel Alliance. And this swiftly brings me to Vegeta and the others trying to join the plot. It fails as the plane alarms and it crashes right back onto the lookout, bro. Bulma's like, what now? She dives in to troubleshoot and quickly realizes the problem. The plane's energy converter needs a rare mineral that doesn't even exist on Earth. But then Hybis arrives saying, my king sent me to pick you guys up, let's roll, bitches. Meanwhile, Goku continues his journey, but they get stopped by the Ops once again thanks to tracking the magic collar on Pansy. He uses instant transmission to appear behind it and bamboozles them. Despite that, they order Pansy to go along with them, suspecting her of being the masked individual who attacked them before. They beat up the fodder once again and take a plane for themselves. However, the magic collar, it still poses an issue. All born in the third world are given one, as they are lower class trash. This started during Daburo's reign, and Shin points out that his sister is likely the one responsible for the collar, and he should be able to use his abilities to remove it, which he promptly does. This only symbolizes the freedom Goku will provide to everyone after defeating Gomah and exposing Arinsu, as Pansy can't thank them enough. They eventually reach where Tamagami 3 is located, who has the Dragon Ball, with Vegeta's gang arriving to the realm to meet up with them later on. We then learn that the last time someone challenged the Tamagami was 20 years ago, but that guy got killed instantly. It's very clear here that the oppressed people actually hate the foot soldiers and the Demon King. These guys are just waiting for a coup to happen and for them to be overthrown, as the dude praises Goku and the gang for stealing their plane. This showcases how a revolution is required required and the public will support it, which is why Goku is the spark of that and is so important. Eventually, the fight for the Dragon Ball begins. Goku vs Tamagami 3. He wastes no time in charging at him, whilst Goku uses his power pole and the Tamagami uses his Warhammer. The two appear to be evenly matched as a crowd rushes over to watch the battle. This fight was amazing, paying homage to OG Dragon Ball. But after receiving too much pressure from the Tamagami's Warhammer, Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan and proceeds to break it in half. So with the Tamagami disarmed, Goku gets to work and decides to end it all with a Kamehameha in Super Saiyan 2. But before he is able to claim the Dragon Ball, the Tamagami has to test his perception by shuffling cups around. However, Goku notices that the Tamagami threw the Dragon Ball away at the end, winning the challenge completely. The crowd cheers and Goku's name becomes even more famous in the realm, pretty much going viral since they have never seen anyone get this far. And in the meanwhile, Glorio, he again, like a op, he secretly contacts Dr. Arinsu and tells her what happened immediately since she's trying to accumulate the Dragon Balls for her own needs, right? But with the first mission complete and Goku becoming a living legend in the third realm, it's time to reboard the plane to reach the second demon world via the warp gate. But meanwhile, Gomah and Degisu, they review footage of Vegeta's battle with Majin Buu in Dragon Ball Z, and they notice, wait a second, this sneaky two-diamond crazy-ass scientist Dr. Arinsu, she played us like a fool because she's in the background collecting some of Buu's essence after he had been blown up to pieces by Vegeta. Dr. Arinsu then creates a new Majin that will serve her. How? Well, we are introduced to Ku, who was created by Marba, using a Saberman seed infused with the essence of innocent Buu. This led to Dr. Arinsu giving the fragment to Marba. And get this, Babidi isn't the creator of Majin Buu, she is. So to become the new Supreme Demon King, Arinsu has created a master plan of using Ku to gather the Dragon Ball. Marba admitted that Majin Buu was a fluke. She couldn't truly call him a success due to his uncontrollable nature. So her new spell should be fine since it focuses on control. Now, let's see how that went given the fact that my man is only 5 minutes old.
You try not to lie, bro. That's disrespectful.
Oh!
What's wrong with you, bro? Oh!
Yeah, his name is Fraud Q. From now on, he instantly got fired. Now, jokes aside, like innocent Buu, Majin Ku is funny and conscious of his own limits, surrendering to Tamagami number 1 after being overpowered. But he's still devoted to Dr. Arinsu, pleading for her to keep him around. And given the fact that Marba warned Dr. Arinsu that Gomah is very powerful despite his appearance, she's like, bruh, I don't care. I'm gonna use the Dragon Balls anyway, and I got Gloria as a spy, so who cares? Nonetheless, the news of Goku's victory swiftly reaches Vegeta and the gang, where everyone in the kingdom is celebrating. They decide to meet up in the second realm instead, where they must stay at a hotel to rest. Now Shin, otherwise known as Nahare, states they should camp for the night, but after Pansy complains about wanting a bath, Glorio instead takes them to a hotel. They disguise Goku's hair and ears with a hat, but you guessed it, nothing works out yet again. They immediately get attention from bandits, where Goku removes his hat since his head was itchy. The bandits instantly realize he's the one that has a Dragon Ball, so they make a plan to steal it. Meanwhile, Goku has his first shower in a week and gets a change of clothes. Yay! But at night, the bandits cause a distraction in the lobby, which leads to a break-in and the Dragon Ball being stolen. Thankfully, Pansy had put a tracker on it, allowing Goku to quickly find them. So whilst they're busy busting nuts over how much money they can make selling it, Goku gets there and tells them it's worth nothing if you can't have all three, you dumb idiots.
You stupid or something.
He asks for the Dragon Ball back, but they decide to flee. And who would have guessed that would be a bad decision? Glorio uses his magical thunder and fries them. But what we see after is important. The gang is bonding on their journey. Before, Gloria told Pansy to basically buzz off, but now he's giving her a fist bump, claiming they all did good work. He's not all gloom and doom anymore, but instead flashes a smile. This is Goku's effect. His innocent childlike nature brings out the best in people whilst laying down justice at the same time. However, in parallel to Goku's journey, this time round Vegeta's gang have had their plane stolen. Rymus claims it must have been the bandits that Vegeta knocked out for disrespecting him. The dude gets enough L's, in fact he's the king of L's, right? But he can't be letting these bloody NPCs do that to him, so obviously he had to beat them up. So with no other choice, they wait, with Gomah noticing a moving eyeball on Rymus's belt, which he says he found up in the mountains long ago. Now, just to mention ahead of time, it's really obvious this is the evil third eye, which is a legendary oculus that was passed down between Supreme Demon Kings before becoming lost during Arbiter's reign. Arbiter schemed to steal it from his father Arbiter one night and had a minion steal it from its protective safe behind Arbiter's throne, where it was taken to the third demon world. Unfortunately, a thug ambushed the minion, causing the third eye to fall down a ditch and accidentally smashed the communicator, so Arbiter could not even communicate with his minion to steal it for himself. But in the end, Arbiter was happy enough that he was now the Demon King and the third eye was out of the picture and it could not stop him from becoming the most powerful person. Now the third eye is sought by Gomah because realistically the power up is insane, where he even claims in episode 9 that he should have wished for that instead. We all know Arbiter in Dragon Ball Z without the third eye, he's scaled to around below Super Saiyan 2 in power level, thanks to Goku's statement of comparing him to Perfect Cell. So if Arbiter actually possessed the third eye at that time, plus the margin boost that he got, Arbiter would have wiped the floor with everyone on Earth and complete his actual plan back in Dragon Ball Z. So the gang had luck on their side. Now, let's rewind a little, because in the first demon world, Vegeta and Gomah finally learn that Goku and his team entered the demon realm after a week. Talk about being uninformed and shit kings. But even worse, he learns that Goku has a Dragon Ball, which creates this Game of Thrones-esque situation. Gomah, Arinsu and Goku all fighting for the same thing for different purposes. However, we swiftly move on to the whole gang reuniting. Yay! And within 2 seconds, Goku dips and says there's not enough space for them on the ship and bye-bye. Pansy tells them that she will contact her father and have them deliver another plane and then begin to set off for the second demon world. After they take off, the bandits from the club and the ones responsible for stealing Rymus's plane, they pull up wanting payback for Vegeta's actions. But Vegeta, he's pissed at hell and he's bored that, what bruh, I'm 9 episodes into this shit and I'm not part of the story, I'm the Prince of All Saiyans, what the hell is going on? So he takes down the group once again, with Piccolo also getting involved. They end up giving the location of the stolen plane. However, the next part needs you to listen closely because this affects Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z heavily. Goku and the team reaches Demon Realm 2. In this one, Goku is able to move faster than before, and Glorio states that they should reach Tamagami number 2. Meanwhile, Bulma is glazing herself with how smooth her skin is with Rymus, and this dude, he's trying to raise her up in front of the husband Vegeta, wanting to make Bulma his girlfriend. This instantly gets Vegeta angry, stating he will beat the living shit out of him, where we learn that my man likes big boobs and doesn't want Bulma to stay small, you know what I'm saying? The scene then switches to Majin Ku making an embarrassment of himself against Tamagotchi 1. However, he has a certain charm to him and I enjoy him quite a lot, I like him. Now after this, Goku's gang reboard the ship. They are immediately attacked by others that they deal with swiftly. Despite despite Gomah getting pissed that the henchman he sent lost so easily. However, a kraken then attacks. Toriyama was inspired by Norse mythology for this after all. Goku even doubts he can take it on. Despite having access to his Super Saiyan 2 transformation, that's how overpowered this kraken is. The ship is crushed and he saves Pansy, so they now have to fly and wait for the other gang to catch up. They are waiting in an area where Namekians used to live during their time in the Demon Realm. It looks just like Planet Namek, but sensing that Vegeta has arrived, Goku teleports to him just in time to give a warning about the Kraken in the sea and brings them over to Namek. Now this is where Daima episode 10 changed Dragon Ball Super and the entire timeline of the series. Regarding the Namekians, never stayed behind whilst the rest of his race fled for a new world due to not liking being ruled over. It's mentioned that Piccolo finds this place familiar, where it's revealed Namekians were utilized for their unique magic properties as slaves. Yeah, you knew it, I knew it, everybody knew it. Piccolo is... But the insane revelations don't end there, people. The ancient demon king of the realms is revealed, and he had existed millions of years ago, and he wasn't so bad of a guy. Now, how do we know it was that far back? Well, the old perv Supreme Kai was trapped in the Z-Sword for 75 million years. Otherwise, this timeline wouldn't make sense. However, Daima has also expanded the lore of Dragon Ball Super. We now know the demon realm was the origin point of existence and was the first in creation, meaning there are not multiple demon realms existing in every other universe, there is just one. This is because the ancient demon king ordered a being named Rymus, who is a super margin. He created the multiverse outside the realms. The margin would then migrate outside the demon realm to these new universes, of which Rymus went on to become the ultimate authority over. To monitor them, Rymus appointed select members of the Glin race as Supreme Kai, like the dudes we see in Dragon Ball Super and Z. Saiyans and Earthlings are not from the demon realm. They were born after the universe was created. However, this does explain why in Dragon Ball Super, different universes had many of the same race, but were absent in others, such as the Yardrat being in Universe 2 and 7, but missing in others since they didn't migrate to them all. Now you're probably scratching your heads thinking, wait a second, Dragon Ball Super introduced God of Destructions, Angels, and Zeno. Isn't the Omni King a supreme ruler of the multiverse and the most powerful being? Well, now we know how the 18 universes came into existence, where Zeno destroyed 6 of them, making it 12. The conclusion is that Rymus is the supreme kami of creation, able to create universes, while Zeno is the supreme kami of destruction, destroying entirely, which creates a balance across everything, much like yin and yang. It's also told that Dabura's father, named Arbiter, feared the potential threat of beings from the outside, so he banned travel with Warp Sama. That's why we barely see people from the demon realm take huge roles in other parts of the Dragon Ball universe. Now, whilst this is all being explained, Never pops up to talk to the gang, like he didn't just put these guys in this situation in the first place by helping Gomah. Bruh, he notices the Dragon Ball, and Piccolo calls him out for being a fraud. He sees right through Never and tells him to stop playing dumb and senile. He knew this would all happen. This is because realistically, Never is a man of the people and wanted the Z fighters to come to the demon realm to free it from tyranny and place a righteous demon king on the throne once again, just like in the past. Gomah is watching all of this go down, getting pissed, but Never claims he can help them in their journey to gather the other Dragon Balls, especially since he didn't expect them to be this strong. Pansy calls him a fraud once again, cause bruh, why didn't you just use the Tamagamis who scaled to Super Saiyan 2 to fix the whole situation in the first place, letting people suffer for centuries? Well, my man Never states Namekians shouldn't get involved in violence, which is pretty funny since Piccolo's entire life has had conflict. Like Frieza, for God's sake, ruled them as slaves for years, forcing them into it. He then joins the gang because he is the only one that can speak Namek and get their wish granted. As Piccolo, for plot convenience purpose, he suddenly forgot, even though he has Neo and others fused inside of it. Let's just call this ancient Namekian language so that no plot hole has been made.
How convenient is that? Wow.
We then see Dr. Arinsu creating another Majin. His name is Du, and since he's composed of the remainder of Innocent Boo's essence and having his Saberman seed planted 20 centimeters in Marba's soil, this is compared to the 5 centimeters done for Ku. Majin Du resembles Majin Buu much more than Ku did, though he shares Ku's green Saberman color scheme and demonic pointy ears. Buu is an unstable and uncontrollable creation. Only strong magic was able to keep him in line, so using more of him is really dangerous. But likely due to the influence from his genetic template, Majin Du is a gluttonous lover of sweets, to the point where he throws tantrums like a little kid mid-battle over not getting some. Immediately upon his creation, he greets everyone loudly and demands chocolate. But what's interesting and what I like is that he has a brotherly relationship with his fellow creation Majin Ku due to their shared love of sweets. Eventually, Du challenges Tamagami number 1 using Innocent Boo's elasticity. Du continues to put number 1 on the ropes until he stops attacking, requesting even more chocolate people. Number 1 then takes the upper hand. He proceeds to toss him around, and Majin Ku then saves the day like a big bro, buying the chocolate and throws it right into that bitch's mouth. Du swiftly beats up Tamagami number 1 in the process with a mouth energy wave. But moving back to the gang on the ship, the group finds out that Never stayed behind to keep the planet safe for when his race will return. Additionally, he explains that the Dragon Balls were originally created as a reward for the Namekians' efforts, but over time, bad people began using them for more foolish purposes, and so he created the Tamagami so that they could not be obtained so easily. Vegeta then says, "Bet, that's a good fight for me, I can finally be relevant in the story," so he declares that he's gonna fight Tamagami number 2. Now ladies and gentlemen, Vegeta finally did it. He has gotten the biggest dub since he landed Bulma and clapped their cheeks. Super Saiyan 3 is here.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Vegeta sets history. This is the first victory the Super Saiyan 3 form has ever got in the entirety of Dragon Ball. Now without breaking a sweat, he mops the floor with the Tamagami. But this raises huge questions. Why doesn't he use Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Super? Well, stick around as I'll break everything down. Though not explicitly stated, the Tamagami are evidently stronger per the level of the Demon Realm, which means Super Saiyan Goku only defeated the weakest one, bringing us to Vegeta's fight with the second strongest and Du beating the first. At the start, Vegeta is having trouble and is pushed back, thrown to the deep waters to be eaten by the world's gigantic Kraken. Toriyama wanted to play homage to everything that inspired his journey. We already went over the tons of Star Wars references, but it's just not stopping, people. This scene of Vegeta coming out the mouth of the Kraken is taken directly from Empire Strike Back, when the Falcon escapes the space monster. Regardless, after Vegeta gets serious and becomes Super Saiyan, like Goku, he pretty much starts winning the fight, which means the Tamagotchi scale slightly around Super Saiyan 2. We also have to remember that no one has defeated them in centuries. This includes Dabura, who Vegeta suggested in Z that a 11-year-old's SSJ2 Gohan would have wiped the floor with him. We also have to consider that Goku and Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 transformation is much stronger than Gohan's at this point, as they are refined fighters who never stop training. Also, Vegeta in Super Saiyan 2 is just another beast altogether. Like, he went head to head with Kid Buu, drawing enough time for Goku to channel the Spirit Bomb. Hence why, even with the massive nerf of being in a child's body, he made them look like toys. But hey, with Never watching, this bastard not gonna let his kids be whooped so easily, right? So he practically cheats and juiced them up with steroid magic, making them even stronger against Vegeta. But this is where it all goes down and Super Saiyan 3 is here. it's a bit different than what we have seen before. This is a huge throwback to Toriyama's original sketches for Super Saiyan 3 Goku in the Buu arc. So he just used that design but applied it to Vegeta. Yet unlike the time we saw with Goku, Vegeta makes it look effortless. This fight no longer becomes a fair battle. It's so one-sided. Vegeta doesn't even use his hands. Now we know for sure where Vegito and Gogito got their signature ego from, saying no hands man, I'm gonna fight you with no hands bitch and I'm still gonna win. Is Vegeta doing that in their merged consciousness, right? So when Vegeta, he decides to let loose, he limits it to only his fingers. After snapping the Tamagotchi's trident, Vegeta proceeded to give it such a beating that I felt sorry for it. To further showcase his insane power, he goes full on biblical and splits the ocean apart like Moses. What's more impressive is that after the fight was done, Vegeta didn't even look gassed. When Goku offers him a revive bug, he just refuses it. Now hold up, this is where we have to answer the question, okay, why didn't Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3 against Beerus in Dragon Ball Super? Well, that can be explained by understanding his character. Goku, during his fight against Buu, pointed out how Super Saiyan 3 drains away the ki and stamina way too fast. It's not efficient at all, and this sentiment was repeated again in Dragon Ball Super. Now when Vegeta, when it comes to fighting, he's a genius, and after 3 years he came to the conclusion that Super Saiyan 3, it's a waste of time, much like he did when he told Trunks that his Super Saiyan Grade 3 was useless. Rather, Vegeta had perfected his normal Super Saiyan transformation. Dragon Ball Super even confirms this by introducing the real next stage, which is using God Ki. It's more efficient and is more about a mindset, which further progresses your power with Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. Vegeta even mentions in Dragon Ball Super to Goku that their bodies have hit the limit. They have peaked in their body but not their mind. When they were fighting Jiren, he could see just that. His fighting style is very efficient with the use of Ki. That's why they are training their mental state instead, where Super Saiyan 3 just doesn't provide that, so it's not needed. Now in typical Tamagotchi fashion, after beating them to obtain the Dragon Ball, the winner has to undergo another test. In Vegeta's case, it's a riddle, which he ends up getting correct. The test is actually another reason why I believe the Tamagotchi gets stronger. Again, that means Goku faced the weakest one. This is because the first bonus test was about the perceptive speed, where Goku had no issues in keeping up. The second test for Vegeta was purely a mental challenge, which he does well in. Now the third one, it's a mixture of both. Mental calculation with multiple numbers flashing in an extreme speed. You would need both perceptual speed and mental aptitude. Goku and Vegeta, no way they would pass that test. But guess what? Majin Buu manages to get it right. How did this dude with one brain cell and who was only born 30 seconds ago figure it out? Well, it's his brother Ku that beat all the allegations, proving he isn't useless. He's actually a genius, and he whispers the calculation into his brother's ears, winning the 1-star Dragon Ball. This scene is very important because it highlights that together Ku and Du are unstoppable. Du and Ku forming together create the name Majin Dooku, and this is no coincidence. It's another reference to Star Wars, and that is Count Dooku, a former Jedi turned Sith Lord. So Toriyama is yet again, he can't get enough of it. Now what got me actually sad whilst watching these scenes for my boy Ku is that Dr. Arinsu, she gives no credit to his dismay. He's seeking acknowledgement from her like a child would their mother. However, witnessing this all go down, Gomah is left with no option but to turn off Warp Sama so that no one can travel anymore, especially to the first demon world where he is located. This leads to Goku and his companions being unable to travel, so they crash land into planet Mega. Bulma and Pansy then use their big brains to work on repairing the plane, exchanging their knowledge about the science stuff to each other, such as Bulma giving her capsules or Pansy mentioning the fuel that doesn't exist on the planet Earth. But that's when Never realizes where they've ended up. It's the home to the planet Mega. Mega is known as being the second most dangerous planet in all of the demon realm. A planet where everything is gigantic in size. Even the Supreme Demon King doesn't dare to enter that planet. Now elsewhere, Gloria acts sussy once again, contacting Dr. Arinsu to let her know that they've obtained the second Dragon Ball, meaning that they now have the complete set. So much like a JRPG video game, where you have to protect the person doing the repairs or stalling the hordes before the mission completes, Goku and the gang explore the giant world, where they get attacked again as per usual. Now get this, Goku, he has to escape hamsters. Remember Dragon Ball Z when they had to fight aliens and these big ass monsters? Remember Super where it was intergalactic and we went to other universes? Now we see our MC fighting animals and hamsters.
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Before they can munch on Goku and make him dinner, a big Megath child appears reaching hundreds of feet high. On its way home from school, the child sits down and begins to snack when he is soon joined by a dog that quickly sniffs them out. Now the thing it's snacking on is a Kraken, and like I mentioned earlier, that beast is scaling above Super Saiyan based on Goku's statements. So that only tells you how much raw strength these giants must have. So they all try to keep the dog away from the plane so it doesn't get destroyed. Vegeta ends up saving Glorio's life whilst they all partner up to distract the dog. Their key beams tickle it and it's having fun. It's like, yo, thank you for tickling me, which makes them realize the only way to make it go away is using Kamehameha. Like bro, it doesn't even disintegrate like Cell or any other opponent. It just tanks it like nothing with its owner coming to get it. This is Daima, people. It's a 10-minute segment of them fighting a dog, bro. Now with the ship repaired, Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan to combat the Mega. The plane is safe, but Goku is overpowered and falls into the child's school bag. The child removes a ruler and again tries to strike the plane, but Goku halts him with his power pole. However, once again, Goku, he's overpowered, narrowly dodging a heavy foot smash to the face. So they realize, bro, we need to dip because the child, he's scaling to Super Saiyan 2 or 3 fam. By the looks of this bullshit, not wanting to waste hella amount of energy to even dent it, they escape on the plane. This is where we get even more context whenever the Namekian tells them that adult Megaths are even more terrifying. Goku asks why they don't become the Supreme Demon Kings instead, but Shin explains that Megaths are generally a laid-back race not interested in such things. Now out of curiosity, Vegeta asks what is the #1 most dangerous place in the demon realm, and the answer is simple in typical Toriyama fashion. What do you think, guys? What do you think? It's called Giga, where even larger beings known as the Gigath live. Like, you can't make sense. Okay, Toriyama, that was a good one.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be
So now, how are they going to the first demon realm? Well, firstly, Pansy messages her father an update, where we get foreshadowing that he's heading there too with a ship, which makes it obvious he will become the next righteous demon king that will abolish the tyranny everyone has suffered for centuries once Gomah is defeated. And since Never helped create the barriers, he simply removes them so they can travel through. Ta-da! However, what's Gomah's secret powerful force that he's recruited to protect the land, you say? Well, people, it's a budget Ginyu force that is obviously trash and weak. They do these dumbass budget poses and don't even believe that Goku beat Majin Buu or the Tamagamis, as they have never come across someone that strong, so they don't take anything Gomah says seriously.
And I've decided that I want to die.
Now, before they travel to the first demon world, Never explains why he created the barriers. It was because all the different types of ruffians, bandits, and evil people were traveling across all the realms, causing oppression and chaos, which meant living in peace was impossible. This was one of the reasons Namekians decided to leave and migrate to Universe 7, for example. The scene then switches to the clowns that encounter Do and Ku at a convenience store. They offer to buy them sweets, but they can't afford any of it. So not only is Gomah a terrible king that is lax about what is going on, he don't even pay his minions well. Even still, Do and Ku are happy that they bought them one chocolate, and things are about to get heated as everyone can feel the air changing since the gang are on the way to wreck everything. They abandon the plane and make a swift exit, where two minions of the Force notice the crashed plane, informing Gomah, where he orders an attack. So before they can even catch a break and touch the ground, they have to deal with them. Now this is where things get controversial, because Goku and Vegeta somehow they struggle against their guns. Only moments ago we saw them destroy everything in split seconds, but over here they state the fodder are cheating by having unlimited ammo that would last a week and cause paralysis. So conveniently, their childlike bodies caused them to struggle this time round, whereas in the previous parts of the story it didn't. Goku gets shot in the back and the gang are in a battle of attrition against the Horde as they hold them off. They don't turn Super Saiyan to deal with them in a second, by the way, for some reason. So Vegeta ends up getting zapped as well. He proceeds to take the revive bug to regain his energy, where Gomah figures out that Rymus this entire time had the third eye. Degusu is ordered to go retrieve it. So guess what? He hires a literal thought, to raise him up, which ends up working. So the idiot Rymus, he trades it for a funny looking hat. But as the gang proceeds to the palace, more hordes of minions are sent with tanks this time round. They instantly paralyze Piccolo, Vegeta, and Goku. Like, remember a kid OG Goku in Dragon Ball was dealing with this shit casually? Yet a Super Saiyan 3 power level, you know what, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna complain because I understand the storytelling. So cue the montage of them dealing with all of Gomah's army. And get this, people, Goku did eventually go Super Saiyan just to prove the fandom's point that he could have just done that from the start to destroy them on his own. I'm just saying. Now the complete opposite occurs in the next fight, as the gang has reached the palace wanting to save Dende and get the Dragon Balls. Vegeta swiftly deals with the elite force of Gomah, dodging everything they send and making them look like a complete embarrassment. Like, why have you been created in this story? That's how much he takes the piss out of them. So they finally believe, bruh, yo, these guys did actually defeat Majin Buu because of the sheer power difference. So with them losing in 2 seconds flat, they get locked up with Goku heading towards saving Dende. Once they reach his location, Pansy and Glorio secretly follow. Degusu then reveals, of course, like the M. Bison meme, put that in editor, of course, put that shit on repeat, because apparently this dude was a rat and a traitor. He took Dende as a hostage and intends to become Demon King himself. However, this plan immediately fails with a hat. A literal hat distracts the dude from flying away and he gets knocked out. Oh my god. We are so bad. Oh my god. So what we find out is that Gloria, he's a good guy after all. And Pansy grabs Dende to save the day, with Gomah finding out that he has no one left by his side. The gang then want to gather the Dragon Balls to turn back into adults first before taking on the Demon King. So upon reaching Tamagami number 1, Goku steps forward to challenge him, only for them to realize, wait a second, bro, the Dragon Ball has been taken already. Dr. Arinsu then pulls up with her aura. She's with her kids, by the way, Do and Ku, and they're holding it. Like, what? This bitch got headed the whole time? What's going on? So whilst this is all going down, the thought from earlier hands over the third eye to Gomah to receive all the treasure she wants. He then takes a quick shit. He literally goes to take a shit. I'm not making this up for a YouTube video. This is the story. He takes a poo-poo and then he returns and figures out, oh, I can use the plunger to successfully remove the third eye from the belt because he was too weak using the fork and other utensils to do it, right? What? What is Toriyama on when he writes this shit? Was he smoking some of that good shit when he wrote this? Because this is hilarious. Gomah then orders the girl to place the eye on his forehead, where he grows 10 times the size and strength, becoming the most powerful being Goku and the gang have come across yet at this point of the Dragon Ball story timeline. He wishes to test his newfound strength, where he interrupts the battle between Goku and Majin Buu. These guys had made a wager to see who could take the Dragon Balls depending on who wins, but that whole plot gets deleted. As much like Cell or the Angels, Gomah uses magic to create a floating ring in the sky. Goku then conveniently drops the bag containing the Medibugs during all the commotion. Now, you probably thought, just like me, this meant something, right? This is a plot point that is going to be addressed. Like, there is so much foreshadowing for the fusion bug. Toriyama isn't gonna blue ball us, is he? Surely something is gonna happen. We're gonna get Vegeta SSJ3 for the first time. Well, no, nothing. Instead, this was a dropped plot device, and it seems as though the writers had initially planned for a fusion to defeat Gomah, but last minute changed the entire plot. Now I wonder why. What did they market at the end of Daima? A new figurine for something that is just as good, I must say, because people, Super Saiyan 4 is here.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Now, as a Dragon Ball fan, we waited decades for this form to be canon, and Toriyama blessed us with something truly special. Rest in peace, my GOAT. Because I, for one, love this transformation in Dragon Ball GT and the whole primal aspect of it. And the design, it's dripping aura head to toe. Goku looks badass as ever in Daima.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for. This is exactly, I don't mean to sound like Cat Williams.
So, given the situation, Goku and the gang team up with Do and Ku like the Avengers to take on the bigger threat. Okay, quickly, let's see how it goes. Well, of course, the King of Elves made his mighty return. Vegeta gets banged up so bad that he begs Goku for a revive bug to get his energy back. However, he lost it when flying into the arena that Gomah set up. Episode 17 of Daima was basically Gomah raising his hands E for everyone as my man does a brutal beatdown, smacking these guys up like little toys that didn't know their place. And just when Goku is about to die, he says, bet, I'm the MC. So he enters Super Saiyan 3. Now remember, this is a 400 times base power level multiplier, so our MC gets to work. But of course, he has to aura farm first though. Within an instant, Goku makes Gomah regret challenging him, smacking him right in the gut. Now before, these guys' punches were like little flies pelting Gomah, but Super Saiyan 3 is making a difference. Gomah gets outsped and starts to get matched in the fight. But whilst Ku is watching this go down, he realizes Do can also power up if he fed him more sweets. This scene, it was absolutely hilarious. I know it's a hot take, but I genuinely like Do and Ku. Their comedic relief actually hits just like the cookie he eats. Do then copies Goku and uses Ki to transform into his own comedy version of Super Saiyan 3, which looks like those fan arts we used to make 20 years ago as kids, and like we would Google Super Saiyan 50 or something. I just died of your arms tonight. But Do is genuinely a MVP in Goku's team, doing the most work out of any of them as he basically auras the heck out of Gomah and then gasses out. At the end of the day, these guys are nothing close to Majin Buu. Although Dr. Arinsu used the same process to create them, the different spit and implantation of the Saberman seed is just different. So with Du flying off like Team Rocket again, Goku is pummeling Gomah to death, but things go wrong. The evil eye will keep producing even more magical energy for Gomah to get even stronger. This makes the Demon King fire a laser so powerful that it destroys Super Saiyan 3 Goku instantly and he gets cooked. This means at this point of time, Gomah is scaling above Super Saiyan 3, despite this version of Goku training a further 2 years after defeating Majin Buu. Originally, Gomah was this weak-ass clown that would have lost to Super Saiyan 2 since he was so scared of it, and he was below Dabura in the hierarchy in the Demon Realm, serving him during Dragon Ball Z's time. As a result, we can conclusively state that if Dabura actually had the third eye and didn't lose it when he appeared in Dragon Ball Z, this dude would have ended the entire series then and there. No one would have been able to defeat him, as Dabura was originally stated to be compared to Perfect Cell and was at a Super Saiyan power level at base. The third eye would have made him go over the top, as we see this weak ass Gomah get 1,000 times multiplier with it, if not even more, before Goku can die. Never interrupts the battle and gives him a magical power up. All this leads to a sequence we waited 20 years for, and people, it was perfect. This is the type of shit that gets grown man like me crying.
Wow, that was so powerful. Academy Award.
But let's dive into why Toriyama decided to make the form canon and the design. Well, in Dragon Ball GT, the person that originally created Super Saiyan 4 was Katsuyoshi Nakatsuru. The producers of GT told him to create it, and he had the idea to make the body red. The hairstyle and red fur all over the body are all what really makes Super Saiyan 4 stand out. The thought behind that hairstyle was to take it in a different direction from Super Saiyan 3 by making it wild and black. He made the fur red because it pretty much just seems strong. He notes the Great Ape and Berserker influence, plus the inspiration provided by Kabuki Theater's Two Lions dance and Kumadori eyeshadow. Now, when you put the designs side by side, you can truly see the influence. But eventually, Toriyama in 2005 drew this sketch of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which has now been used in Daima 20 years later, since Katsuyoshi till this day is still helping with design. So whilst everyone basks in the aura of Super Saiyan 4 being born, I'm like a kid again, bro. Goku easily pushes back Gomah's magical blast. Like, look at Vegeta's face. Just look at him. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Now, as a true Vegeta fan, even I know the unwritten rule of Vegeta. He is not allowed to stay on top for longer than a few episodes because he's about to witness peak fiction. Goku starts overpowering Gomah and ragdolls him. But once again, the evil eye provides even more power to match. Goku even runs like an ape, which was a nice touch going back to the same roots and paying homage to the whole idea of GT's version occurring from the Great Ape. Gomah proceeds to get bodied over and over as everyone comes to help our MC take on the clown once again. Vegeta, on the other hand, is left behind. But don't worry, it's setting up a fusion for later. Daima goes out of its way creating peak cuts in its animation. I mean, when Goku blasts this man through multiple mountains and the contrast between blue and red, it's just insane. Glorio ends up using Ki and they all blast the heck out of him, but guess what? It amounts to nothing. However, this lets our GOAT charge up Kamehameha, and before he gets knocked out, he blasts him with all his power, including the magic that never gave. But people, come on, you should know this by now. This is Dragon Ball. A villain needs to have around 5 transformations before they actually lose, right? The evil eye then makes Gomah bigger than ever. As a result, Gomah's power has evolved once again beyond Super Saiyan 4, and he absorbs the magic from Goku, giving him negative aura. It's like post-nut clarity or some shit. The sequence is insane. That's what I'm just trying to say. Now, before Gomah can finish off the job, Glorio ends up being a sussy baka, linking up with Dr. Arinsu with the Dragon Balls. They summon the Dragon Porunga, and an interesting detail here that proves Daima is basically GT 2.0 is that this dragon is red, just like the red Shenron on Earth when Pilaf summoned it. Dr. Arinsu didn't even bother learning Namekian like an idiot, by the way, and she proceeds to tell Gomah to make a wish for the most powerful magic. Like, bro, imagine being this mastermind and genius scientist supposedly that has oppressed the realms for 1,000 years but left a loophole in your plan by not bothering to learn the bloody language to make the wish you waited a freaking 1,000 years for?
You idiot. You're honestly an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with you.
But in typical shonen fashion, Glorio remembers the journey with Goku in the last 7 days, and he feels conflicted because he knows they're actually good people trying to free people like him of oppression. The gang figure out Glorio is a traitor, but is he really?
No.
Whilst making the wish, Gomah tries to stop it but gets flicked away, where in truth, Glorio betrays Dr. Arinsu and has wished for everyone to become adults again. This gives the gang their final chance for victory, as Gomah has scaled beyond Super Saiyan 4. Back to normal, Goku suggests that they fight one at a time, with Vegeta demanding to go first. Like, this dude, he's never gonna learn his lesson, man. But as Vegeta, he gets ready, Glorio apologizes to Dr. Arinsu for betraying her. She fires him immediately. However, Glorio thanks her for all that she had done for him by taking him out of the slums, telling us she still has an ounce of good in her heart. Glorio becomes hesitant to meet up with the gang again, but Pansy happily runs over to him, pulling him forward as the others all give their thanks, including Goku, who calls him by his correct name for the first time. However, let's get back to the action. Vegeta gets used to his adult body, transforming into a Super Saiyan 3, farming some aura. And as an avid Vegeta fan that really loves his character development, bro, this was a moment that made us feel validated. But this comes with a drawback that us Dragon Ball fans all know already. I mean, we're used to it at this point. This moment of glory for Vegeta, it doesn't last that long, which doesn't seem to be the case in the bedroom, if you know what I'm saying. Now, you're gonna find out soon why I said that, as Vegeta punches Gomah hard in the abdomen, following it up with a barrage of unrelenting attacks that the demon has no answer for. However, the evil third eye restores Gomah. No matter what they do, this eye gives unlimited stamina and power boost to adapt to it over time. So it's a complete hacks, probably one of the most broken items in the entire Dragon Ball series. Vegeta then tunnels Gomah through the other end of the ring and launches a final flash. Gomah fires off a mouth energy wave to counter, creating a mighty beam struggle in which Vegeta prevails. But as usual, everything turns out fine for the clown, where he appears before Vegeta in an instant, telling him that no matter how many times he is struck, it will not make a difference. So as a result of using up most of his energy, Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 runs out, especially since Piccolo stated damage they sustained as children was not removed when they became adults. Plus, there's the whole stamina issue of Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta doesn't even like it in Dragon Ball Super, where he mentions it multiple times, even to his son Trunks in that very arc, so he prefers to make a regular Super Saiyan equal to its power level. But watching this beatdown and the inevitable L handed to Vegeta, Dr. Arinsu wants to figure out a way to defeat Gomah for the team. She orders Majin Ku to retrieve the Book of Magic Items, and it turns out this dude was never Fraud Ku. Instead, he is the most intelligent and kind thing created in the demon realm.
My IQ level's 189. That is a very high IQ.
My guy has the power of the dudes that can read books in 2 seconds. He speed reads it to find the page containing information about the evil third eye. They inform Goku and the others that if Gomah can be struck in the back of the head 3 times in a row, the eye will be removed from its user. Goku then suggests that he fights Gomah whilst Piccolo waits for an opening to strike. Yay! Piccolo finally has something to do in 19 episodes besides Zora farming and just being there because he's Toriyama's favorite and he's just a low dump person.
Shut your
Nonetheless, Vegeta's chilling in his freshly flexed Super Saiyan 3 form. But then, as I said, his juice runs dry and Super Saiyan 3 fizzles out faster than a TikTok trend. Now, instead of letting Goku hop in for a round, Vegeta's pride gets in the way, but not in front of his wife Bulma. She basically says, "I'll never take a bath with you again." Like, I'm with Vegeta here. I'm not gonna lose my bathtub privileges with my wife. And honestly, can you blame the dude? Have you seen Bulma? She's meant to be designed in a way where she's the hottest thing on earth. Dude's got 2 kids, and we all know bro came along sometime after this arc. So, Vegeta wants those baths coming, if you catch my drift. Needless to say, Goku is next, who recreates the famous scene with Boo going through the transformations with Gomah. However, Goku has one more trick up his sleeve and begins to power up again, removing his top and emerging as a Super Saiyan 4. And I'm telling you, this is an episode to witness. The animation, the choreography, the directing, everything about the fight was simply perfect.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Gomah knocks this guy out cold multiple times, but the evil eye keeps refreshing his stamina and increasing his power. Now this gets old really quick and a bit boring, but look at it this way. It just gives Goku another chance to pummel him to death in a glorious way where we relive our childhood, so it's a win-win. There are multiple references in this fight, by the way. Dragon Ball Z's Chala Head Chala, the opening, it was referenced in this fight, and it was beautiful as Goku decides to go full power, and you can see on your screen right now, side by side, it's pretty obvious that the animators used it. Then Broly smashing Goku into an ice mountain, dragging his face. Goku pretty much got that done to Gomah. Also, Super Saiyan 4 did one of the greatest and strongest Kamehamehas in Dragon Ball history, which is yet another reference to one of the most iconic Goku pictures ever. As a result, Goku makes a hole through Gomah's chest, making him join the Donut Club, but he also creates an opening between the 3 demon realms. Gomah is weakened and Piccolo strikes him in the back of his head, but just before getting the 3rd hit, this dude, he completely flops. With Super Saiyan 4 running out of steam, Gomah recovers and sends everyone on the battlefield flying. But when all hope is lost and we're thinking they're all gonna die, it's over. Majin Ku, being the absolute GOAT, he sees his chance to get the 3 punches in the back of his head with the book. Out of all people, the one that was deemed worthless and useless, getting emotional damage in every scene, he's an MVP actually every time in all the moments he's featured. Glorio instantly destroys the eye, and Majin Ku gets the praise he wished to receive since his birth. Even Dr. Arinsu acknowledges Ku for the first time, and all the realms thank Goku for everything he did. Now, after the battle, Gomah and Degisu receive their punishment, being imprisoned in a bottle for 100 years together. Now, I don't see that as a long time for them, or not a severe punishment at all. They got off pretty lightly, seeing as though Pansy confirmed they live up to multiple hundreds, if not thousands of years, and then they confirm in the post-credits they are playing video games anyways. However, who will be the Demon King next? Goku? No, not in a million years, bro. They ask Arinsu if she wants to be the queen, but she declines. And I'm sitting there watching the episode thinking, didn't you guys just see this bitch be pure evil and try to take over the entire universe? She planned everything from the start with evil intent going behind your backs. She literally says to your face that her ambitions haven't changed, but Nah, just because she has an ounce of good in her heart, Nahide thinks this is a good idea for his sister? Like, no wonder this dumbass Shin, who is meant to keep peace in the world, that is in his job description, he failed miserably in every aspect of his job. My man let Frieza take over planets, Namekians be oppressed, millions of innocent people dying across the universe. What did this guy really do? His whole character is a failure. Anyway, Dr. Arinsu can't be Demon Queen though, because the Dragon Balls are needed to make her powerful, so she would be overthrown too easily. So Never interrupts and explains that whoever defeats the Demon King must take his place, which means Majin Ku, being the one that gave Gomah the final blow, is the new king. Ku is a good judge of character and figures out all the roles of each person, such as stating Arinsu's brain and planning are powerful weapons for the kingdom, Never having infinite knowledge and magic power, etc, etc. So he declares Arinsu is his vice demon king, and Majin Du, King Kadan, Never, Glorio, Marba, and finally Hybis are his ministers. This makes history because it's the first time in thousands of years that the third demon realm was on the council and had any sort of power and respect. It just goes to show how Goku liberated everyone from oppression and became a legend in the process. The direction the realm is going is a positive one thanks to his efforts and Ku taking over. However, he offers Goku, our MC, a chance to be a minister, but of course he declines. And after returning to Kadan's castle, Pansy gives Bulma the Magilite, whilst elsewhere, Never asks Dende and Piccolo if they would like to stay behind in the demon realm, but they decline due to their duties back on Earth. Though Dende says that he will ask the Namekians of New Namek if they would like to rehome themselves and migrate over here back to their original home. But here's the kicker. Vegeta is annoyed that Goku had kept a secret transformation from him. Goku tells him that after the battle against Kid Buu, he had trained a lot in order to obtain the form, but wasn't sure if it was actually going to work or not. Vegeta proceeds to make a reference to Dragon Ball Z when he talked to Trunks about a Super Saiyan bargain sale. However, how does Super Saiyan 4 fit into Dragon Ball Super? Why didn't Goku use it against Beerus? And how will he master his own Saiyan version of Ultra Instinct that Whis instruct him to do? Now realistically, while Super Saiyan 4 has made a comeback, in Dragon Ball Super, it has to reach the power ceiling towards Black Frieza. The entire point of Ultra Instinct is that Goku fights without thinking, whereas Super Saiyan 4 is all about the instinctual rage of a true Saiyan. This combination of the two brings us to the original design that Toyotaro made of Super Saiyan 5, which will allow Goku to catch up to Black Frieza's 10 years of training that freaking defeated him in one punch, especially since it's confirmed that Goku and Vegeta's training isn't even close to finishing after Frieza beat them in the Granola arc. But if you want to know even more about this, I have the perfect video for you on the screen right now, as I explain every single piece of proof that Super Saiyan 5's design is going to become canon with the storytelling going this direction. Now before we can end the journey, we get an epilogue of Daima. Goku's Kamehameha made the air lighter in the realms, making life much easier for every Majin living, where they thank him one last time and tell Goku to return to the realm if things get messy again. This is pretty much foreshadowing a season 2 for Daima. However, on their way home, Goku asks Glorio if he can take him back to the shop where they got the Medibugs from. When they are there, Bulma buys every bug that makes you 10 years younger. And at the shop, Pansy comes across a dusty jar containing none other than 2 more third evil eyes. The shopkeeper explains that she originally had 3, one of which she sold a long time ago, but not the remaining 2 due to them being so expensive. She offers to give them a discount as everyone looks on in shock. So the whole bloody story started because this woman sold this eye. And that's the gag and the joke that is pretty funny. But please, watch the video regarding Super Saiyan 5, it's really important, and I hope you enjoyed the video of me explaining the entire Daima story.